Hi, this is Ola testing shit, and this is the Eurobass 2 metal bass guitar library. So as if the position as a bass player isn't already being ridiculed to death by guitar players and other musicians, we are now entering another era for the home recording musician where you in theory don't need a bass player anymore. The Eurobass 2 is a completely reworked and resampled software instrument from Submission Audio, longtime and also excellent Australian producer and engineer, who also mixed my solo album, Master of the Universe. You can buy here. So in simplicity, if you have no idea what a software instrument is, it's basically a plugin you use in your DAW if you have Cubase, Pro Tools, Logic, or whatever, and you can play bass guitar using a MIDI file. So you can write bass guitar lines without having to actually know how to play a bass. Eurobass 2 is a mix-ready library that you can use in your productions, just as you would with a drumming software, to replace real drums. Eurobass 2 has 4 times more samples than the previous versions, and it has a tempo-synced alternate picking algorithm, so when you have many notes after each other, it's not a strict down-picking sound, which can make it sound incredibly non-real. The algorithm makes the instruments sound more humanized. Okay, so here in Logic Pro X, I have one of my songs loaded up. Here's the original bass recording, and it sounds like this. This is a real bass guitar that I recorded, okay? Beneath the real bass, I have a MIDI track. That's an electric piano, by the way. It sounds like Super Mario. Okay, so let's load up Eurobass instrument. And you load up an instance of Contact Player, which is free, by the way. You can download it, whatever. Double click. Boom, there it is. So what you're hearing now is a bass DI signal. And just like that, it sounds absolutely killer. And it's of course layered, so depending on the velocity, you can go from soft playing to hard playing. And from here on, since this is a DI, you can now use your favorite bass amplifier plugins or your own signal path if you want to mix the bass yourself. But there's also an amplifier option in Eurobass, so you can switch that on, and that's basically the DI signal reamped through an Ampeg amplifier with different overdrives and whatnot. So this is it with the amplifier on. And the distortion. And then you have this tone knob, so you can change up the sound a little bit. That sounds killer. Other than that, you have control for volume and width, which adds a slight stereo chorus, and the effect is so slight, listen. Just makes it a little bit wider like that. Alright, so let's listen to the song with the fake bass. And let's put on the amplifier. Distortion. The amplifier really adds a nice grind in the center of my mix here, which I really like. And then we have the alternate picking algorithm, and this is the part I feel makes everything sound more real. The algorithm detects where you have a picking pattern with a lot of notes going on, so I prepared this section here. Okay. And let's shut off the alternate picking algorithm. And as you can hear, it sounds a bit funky because every note plays as if it would be a downstroke. Now, engage the alternate picking algorithm and it sounds a lot more real, okay? Okay, now it's off. And now I'm turning it on. Just sounds a lot more natural. Okay, last but not least, we have the different articulations available for slides and hammer-ons, muted strings and so on. So let's try this note. Now I have the pick articulation. Let's try the dead mute. Sounds like that. Harmonic mute. Like that. Slide up slow. Slide up fast. Slide down fast. And so on. Okay, let's listen to all of this together again and I can make a quick mix going. That sounds awesome. Okay, so why would I need this? I have a bass guitar right here. Well, personally, if I'm out traveling and write songs, this is a great instrument for me to be able to program bass when I'm out on tour. I don't bring a bass guitar with me just to be able to record bass in my hotel room. So this is perfect. I can make a mix-ready demo at my hotel room. And another benefit that I get from this is the tuning thing. When recording, the lower tuned your guitars and bass gets, the harder it will be to keep all of it in tune. With the Eurobass, you have a perfectly tuned bass at all times. And that definitely helps as a guideline, especially when you're in the very low regions. I think the Eurobass 2 is a great songwriting tool. And also, if you don't have the means or know how to play or mix a bass guitar, this is an excellent starting point to get a kick-ass sound going. It definitely feels like they really tried to make this as natural sounding as possible. And for metal, I think it does a killer job. If you have Eurobass 1, updating to number 2 is completely free. Oh, amazing. For more information, check out submissionaudio.com. I'm Ole Englund. Thank you so much for watching. Back to moshing. Oh, that was the end. Thank you for watching. Subscribe.